Hi everyone, it's Alex here. It's hard to believe it's been 10 months since I last made my PCD primary ciliary dyskinesia video where I shared a little bit about my story. I'm really happy to see the few comments I got, seeing others and how they were able to learn a little bit and kind of just share my own story, how it might have helped them and others. And I got a recent comment from Mike asking if I could share some tips and suggestions, which thank you again for the comment. I'm really happy actually to have that one because I was actually planning to make this video very soon. So the fact that someone's already asking about that makes me really happy to know that I can help out in that any way I can. So let me get started. So I've had PCD since basically I was born. I was diagnosed at a rather late age. I want to say it's around late high school that I kind of figured it out more, or it's kind of wishy-washy with the timeline, honestly, for me, because when I did get diagnosed, I had learned a little bit about it beforehand, because I would do the vest, the vibrating vest, and it had a mask on, but I didn't realize how severe it was and how it was affecting my everyday life. So I kind of just stopped doing that for a few years, and then I came back later on. Honestly, junior year of college, which is crazy to me, and I started to finally do the breathing machines and everything. So I want to share a little bit of what I know now, given everything that I've kind of went through, why it's really important to use some of these treatments, and while they're not cures, they really do help a lot, and how maybe you can address some of the stigmas or some of the concerns people might have regarding your breathing problems, regarding the way your cilia are and how they don't function properly. And just take everything I say, yet again, with a grain of salt, because I'm going to share what works for me and what I think is good for me. What I say might not be good for you, or for whoever you're hoping to help, or if you're just listening, But this is from my own experience. So, okay, one tip I have when you feel like you have some phlegm in your lungs and you want to cough it out, try to lay on your back. Honestly, I always do this. I'm in the bathroom, in my house sometimes, or I'll just do it on the floor in my bedroom. But I'll just lay flat on my back and I just kind of breathe in and then I breathe out. And I actually just coughed a little bit ago from doing some stuff like that, so that does help a lot for me. So that was one of the biggest things I would do before I got any medicine, was the laying down. It definitely works so much better now that I have the medication I take. But beforehand, it was a lot harder, I would say. But it worked. I did it my senior year in high school when I was in gym class, and we would take naps during gym class. Don't ask me why, but I'm not complaining because I like sleeping a lot. So I would cough up, and I definitely could feel my breathing more when it's congested and I'm laying on my back. And I think it's just all the mucus is just kind of sitting there, and it's okay, let's breathe this up. So I might just kind of cough it out when I'm laying down, and then I'll sit up and then spit it out into a napkin or something. Another tip I have without medication is if you need to cough and you feel an attack, kind of a coughing, I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of call it a coughing fit, or you feel the mucus is right about to come out, try to get to a private space, which can be hard. But what I'll do is, so since I go to college right now, I'll go around campus and I'll use some of the private restrooms. That's just a one person, family stall thing. And I'll just go in there myself and I'll cough a bit. Other times I'll go to I'll try to go to the bathroom, and if it's really that bad, I will just flush the toilet and try to really get it up there right before I spit something out. And yeah, so I try some of those things to help me kind of really cough everything up that I need to get up and through there. And yeah, so that's what I typically do for that one. And honestly, if you have your own room, that's a really good thing. I was just sharing suggestions because of the fact that if you're not at home, it could be a little bit harder, but anytime in the car, and if you have someone you can confide in about, you could try to figure out a way to kind of talk about it, and stuff like that, normalize that talking behavior about it. I would say, though, the best thing for me, though, has been my medicine. I am taking, it's not an inhaler, actually, but it's albuterol, which is used in some inhalers. Personally, it works really good for me, and you definitely want to get prescribed it or just in a safe way. but I use it in like a nebulizer solution thing. And I can show you guys my next video if you really want my machine thing. Actually, hold on. Okay, we're gonna pretend like that was a really smooth transition because I just like paused the video to look at the thing. But so this is Philips. I don't know if it's gonna show like it's Philips Respironics, and it's really cool. I'll actually unbox it right now. You basically have this little machine thing, and see, I am not a really good person when it comes to video stuff because I suck at editing. So if anyone had any suggestions, like feel free to let me know. But so basically I have this other container for my breathing stuff inside. I take this thing, you kind of just plug it in to right here. Okay, this is a really bad job. It's not that hard, in my opinion, but I did struggle the first few times, so I would kind of just like ask you. If you have the chance, if you have a doctor, definitely ask them. If not, like I can go into a video, a better one, explaining more about this because I feel kind of bad. But I just kind of want to do a brief rundown. I plug this on this side and this into the other, and then you kind of just put. There's like this one little piece with the medicine. It goes like right here. And then you just kind of, the vial solutions look like this, the albuterol. So I would just take one off, push it in here, like pour it in there. Then you put a cap on. And I'm not going to put a Foley on because I'm just not going to do it. I did it earlier today. And then I just kind of breathe in. And yeah, you would switch it on with this part of the machine. I don't have it plugged in though right now. But yeah, I just came back from college for a little bit this weekend. So that's kind of why it's like all over the place and I'm all over the place. That one's probably my favorite treatment medicine-wise because after I do it, a few hours later on, it really kicks in and I can really like feel like the mucus in my lungs feeling a lot more smoother, more liquid, and not as solid and hard. They're not like as hard, like you can't cough it out as easy, you know? So that would be the biggest thing I would say that really helps out a lot. The other one is definitely a bonus. It's not needed for me personally, but it's definitely like a good quality of life thing. I mean, they're both quality of life, but I feel like this one is still really good, but just not as like needed. This one is like, it's called Aerobica, and there's like a few others. You could get them on Amazon as well, and you just kind of like breathe in. Oh, there's settings of how hard you want to push it. I usually do one. The harder, like the higher you go up on the scale thing, the more like the harder it will be to kind of like breathe in. But basically, breathe in, and then you breathe out. And when you do that, you do it several times. It will kind of like pump, like this like air thing will kind of hit your chest, and it kind of like vibrates and everything. So what I typically do personally is, on a normal everyday basis, if I'm not having any plans, I'll just do the breathing machine for 10 minutes or twice a day, once in the morning and once in the night, and I'll call it a day. If I have plans to see like a friend or just see some family or like go to a party or something, I'll do the breathing machine for like that, and then I'll probably wait a few hours if I have the chance, or I'll do it like right after if I think I can try to. And this helps me cough up immediately, usually quicker. Not always, but it tends to work really well. Also at nighttime, if I'm about to go to bed and I don't want to be like coughing in the middle of the night, I'll do this, like I'll lay flat on my back. I'll do the breathing machine, then I'll do the vibrate, and then I lay flat on my back, and then I can really cough up like what I need to. Because when I like set up these times when I can just cough, the rest of the day I'm kind of a lot better, or it's not nearly as bad as what it used to be. So that's my advice there. Sorry that was like very rushed. I can like go into it more another video if it's like really confusing, and I can try to film it better so you guys can see more of the equipment, but that's typically what I use. In terms of like addressing any like issues I might have regarding like people concerned, like I will say one challenge I have at college personally is sometimes I'll do like my coughing fits and like I kind of just lay back on my back. I lay back on my back, yeah, and I just really cough up everything, and people might be like, oh, like what's wrong? Like what's happening? Are you okay? And it's like hard to say like, oh well, I have a condition and blah blah blah. Like I promise you, like I'm fine. It's just like an everyday thing, but it sounds a lot worse than what like if you're not used to what I have. So I would just recommend if someone, personally for me nowadays, I kind of just say like, oh, I have like a lung condition or I have like a problem, and I just kind of like are more honest about it because otherwise people get more nervous. I feel like as college at least, everyone I've met so far has been pretty nice about it. Now that I'm more open and I'm aware, I can educate others. But if someone tries to give you a hard time or like makes fun of your cough, just like kind of brush it to the side, and just remember that like you were born with this body and there's nothing wrong. I know it's like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way you are because, while it is an inconvenience, it's something that can be dealt with pretty easily, in my opinion. And with the right amount of treatments and just educating others, it's really empowering to kind of show others, like, this is what the value of, like, having good lungs are. That's why it's really important to take care of them, And I know it's more cilia-based, but still, it does affect my breathing a lot. And, yeah, so that's typically what I do to take care of it. I will go into another video later on, probably talking more about the mental health and the struggles I face and how like I overcame them some more. But this is kind of more just the dealing with the logistics, the basics, the everyday life with PCD. And yeah, everyone I've met so far has been really nice about it lately, so I'm really grateful for that. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who was watching this video and the previous ones related to PCD or my jaw surgery. And thank you so much. It's meant a lot to me to know that, like, my story has reached out to a few of you. And honestly, that's all I wanted. Even if it was just one person, it was just really nice just to help that one person. But to have more than that, I'm really grateful for it. Thank you again. And yeah, I will definitely be posting. I'll try to post some more soon. I'm in college at the moment at my last year, so that's kind of why I've been a little bit MIA or like not here as much. But as soon as I graduate, which is in like a few months, yay, I'll try to be uploading a bit more. And hopefully by then I can get better at editing and filming. So yeah, have a great day and stay safe, everyone. Bye.